welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for following along on my journey with me. So this week I wanted to talk about all the changes that Tim and I have been making in order to prepare for IVF cycle number 2. And I thought it was important to have Tim talk about the things that he's been changing as well, because of course the embryo is based upon the egg quality as well as the sperm quality. So we're going to talk a few minutes about just some of the major changes that we've been making as compared to IVF cycle number 1, and hopefully with all the changes that we've made and the change in my IVF protocol, we're hoping for IVF number 2 to have better success than IVF number 1. So I think the first major thing that we have changed is acupuncture. So even though I was going to acupuncture in my first IVF cycle, I was not going consistently and I didn't really have a good acupuncturist. So this time I have a Chinese acupuncturist, and Tim started going with me as well. We go weekly, and we also drink the Chinese herbs that she's given us.
The herbal formula.
So nasty.
Mine's not that bad.
It's nasty.
Hers actually smells
It's nasty.
like it's disgusting.
So we're supposed to drink it 3 times a day, but actually we only drink it in the morning and the evening. And so we've been doing that, and so that actually helps. Both of our herbal formulas are different, but they actually both help with the kidney. And so the acupuncturist talked about how important it is for your kidney to function well when you're trying to conceive. So that's really what she's been focusing on. She's been hitting some points in our feet and our legs, and trying to make sure the kidney is, working properly in order to help us with our egg quality and our sperm quality.
And for the ladies out there, gentlemen out there watching this video, it's actually really important for men too, which I didn't know the first cycle that we went through for IVF. It's actually really important for the gentleman to go through the acupuncture cycles as well, because it does help with your kidney, but it helps, it just helps with blood flow. It helps with anxiety. It helps with, with stress. It helps with your sleep pattern. My wife actually even told me I don't snore as much, or do I even snore at all?
I wouldn't go that far.
Oh, I know. it ain't work a miracle. It helped, but it's because of the placement of it and the electroshocks or whatever it is that it's doing. Yeah. You actually feel it, and it's actually
like a jolt of electricity in your body. That's like the first major change we've made is the acupuncture and the Chinese herbal formula. I think the second major change that we've made, I made a video about it a few weeks ago, is our smoothies that we drink every day. So I just try to make sure we get all of the vitamins and nutrients in the smoothie that we need, that are imperative when you're trying to conceive, but also we take supplements as well that we can talk about a little bit later. So that's the second major change, is I think the smoothies. And then also another major thing for me that's been very difficult is we don't go out to eat anymore. It's been so hard, y'all, because our acupuncturist was talking about how important it is to make warm cooked foods at home when you are preparing for IVF, because when you're going out to restaurants, you're eating most of the time processed foods or foods you have no idea how they have been prepared. And then if you're doing carry out, the food is in plastic containers, which can contain all types of harmful chemicals like BPA. And so she stressed the fact that I need to be at home. I need to be cooking 3 times a day. I'm like, what is this, the 1920s? But so I've been cooking 3 times a day, making sure we eat warm home cooked meals. And so that's another major change, and that's been something we both had to adjust, because we're just used to eating out like 3-4 times a week.
Yeah, we did eat out a lot. It's been a big change for us health wise, but I've also seen a big change in our bank account.
Yeah, it does save a lot of money. So that's another major thing, is not going out to eat as much. I think that's really like probably the big things that we've both been doing to prepare. And then we have some other smaller things. Like for me, I've tried to increase my water intake and my liquid intake. So now I'm drinking 100 ounces of liquid a day, which I try to drink like 84 ounces of water and then 16 ounces of my red raspberry leaf tea. So that's a big thing for me, is like drinking more water. I was told to cut out dairy. I know people have all types of different opinions about this, but my acupuncturist actually told me not to consume any dairy while I'm preparing for IVF, because she said dairy actually makes your environment, your uterus environment, it makes it too moist, which can cause issues with your eggs. And so she told me to cut out dairy completely. So that's actually been kind of difficult for me as well. It's hard. I don't consider myself to be vegan because I do eat eggs, but it's hard to not eat any dairy.
Right.
So that's like another.
But with the no dairy, you were able to find those what was it, magnesium,
Oh yeah, so I started taking a different supplement to
calcium,
with the calcium, magnesium, zinc, and vitamin D supplement to kind of make sure I'm getting all those nutrients that I would normally get from cheese and milk.
And the IVF doctor, our IVF doctor actually told me I should make sure my magnesium and my zinc is up. So I actually take that supplement along with her. I would say the hardest thing for you than the no dairy has been the no sugar, and it's not like 100% no sugar, but it's
no sweet. Let's just say no sweets.
Sweets,
so no candy bars, no
cakes,
cookies,
no
none
ice
of that.
cream.
I haven't.
Unless it's coconut.
I've been eating non-dairy
coconut milk ice cream and almond milk ice cream.
Yeah, but for the most part, I just try to stay away from the sweets, and so that's been a hard part for me as well, is getting rid of the sweets, getting rid of the dairy, and cooking at home has just been a major change for us. So that's really difficult.
And then staying on the same vein of food, I wasn't really a red meat eater, but just doing some studies and talking to our IVF doctor and our acupuncturist as well, it's very. I didn't know that red meat was actually good for men, that when they're trying to conceive. So, I actually reincorporated red meat, so I eat steaks and different things like that. I've always been big into protein, but my protein choice was always chicken, because I work out and everybody say, well, you eat lean, you get lean, you eat, whatever. But
but the red meat actually really, she said it was for the iron.
Yeah.
What the red meat contains, which is really important as well. So.
And I don't want to take iron pills because they can make you sick and nauseous and all of that. I don't like them.
Yeah, so I think that's really it. Another thing, I know a lot of ladies drink the palm juice to help with the lining and stuff. So what I've actually been doing is eating pomegranates for my dessert. That's my thing now. I eat pomegranates pretty much 4 to 5 nights a week, and so that's helping with the antioxidants, which is super important for egg quality. And so that's another change that I've been making as well. So other than that, we can talk about our supplements that we've been taking, and
so just to a list of a few of the supplements, and you guys definitely can go ahead and do a Google search to find out more about them. Like for me, I take actually a men's pack through Fertility. So Fertility is through Fairhaven Health. It has a Fertility complex, but then it has a count boost and then a motility complex. It's not just about the quantity, but also about the quality of the sperm as well. Another tea that I'm drinking, she mentioned her raspberry tea. It's called Virility. Virility, you get it through the same company, but it's actually for the same thing. It's actually pretty good to the taste. But it actually promotes healthy sperm counts and motility and morphology and different things like that. There's other supplements that I'm taking, like CoQ10, and I think you take something like that.
So I'm taking the Ubiquinol, which is actually the CoQ10 turns into Ubiquinol when you take it, and so when you're trying to help with your egg quality, it's important to take the Ubiquinol because your body doesn't have to work as hard to turn the CoQ10 into it. So I've been taking 400 milligrams of the Ubiquinol every day, and he takes the CoQ10.
Right.
So some other vitamins that we both take are vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E,
fish oils.
Yes, fish oils. What else?
Those.
So the calcium, magnesium, zinc. We already talked about that. And then, if you guys haven't watched the fertility smoothie video, I have a little bottle of the vitamin D, and you just put a couple drops. You can put them in your water or whatever. But it's very important to get vitamin D when you're doing IVF and when you're trying to conceive. So that's a major thing, is the vitamin D. And then for me, I've been taking the DHEA. I take 75 milligrams of that one because that's supposed to help with your egg quality. and of course a prenatal vitamin, and I think that's really it for me. So you take a few other ones as well.
Yeah, L-arginine is a big one. B complex is actually pretty good. You don't want to do too many of those. And also deer antler. Deer antler is actually good because it helps with it's a healing type of supplement. Pro athletes have used it previously, so and the aspartic acid.
I think that's how you say it.
Something like that. But any Google search you guys will find that'll show you that's actually pretty good for fertility and conceiving from the male's perspective as well.
Percentagenol.
Percentagenol.
I think, yeah. So that's another one. When I've done so much research and I read about women's health and men's health, and so when you read a lot of the male fertility boards and articles, they always mention the percentagenol and the D-aspartic acid and CoQ10 as well. And so I think that's another one that's really important for men to take as they prepare for IVF. So I really think, is that all we've been doing?
Yeah, and just to reiterate, it is good for the ladies out there with with men and gentlemen out there to realize the importance of not just the ladies doing everything to help improve their egg quality, but we actually have a very important role as well, for the health of the embryos. We could actually be the cause of getting a AB, embryo, quality compared to a AA or a BC or whatever. So we want to make sure that you're both doing everything that you can in your power, and on top of that, having faith. Because we're doing all of this stuff, but all we can do is just have faith.
I hope that it works. And so I think the last thing that we can talk about, I know you talked a little bit about working out, but for me, I know the first IVF cycle, I was doing like my hot Bikram yoga, I was doing all these workouts, I was jogging, and so my acupuncturist actually told me it's important to take it easy as you're gearing up to start IVF cycle. So she told me really just like some light walking, some very light jogging, and then I do hike still once a week, and so that's like 6-7 miles a week. But really, I think it's important maybe to take it a little easy. I know some women do like CrossFit and they're lifting and all of that, which is great. But as you're preparing for IVF, I was told to kind of take it easy and just do some light walking, some stretching, definitely like some light yoga. And so, so I think that's really, really what I've been focusing on now is trying to stay active, but not like doing too much. So
right, yeah, because everybody's body is going to be different. If you've been doing CrossFit for 5-10 years, your body's going to be a little bit different than somebody who does yoga. Then the person doing yoga is going to be a little bit different than the person who just takes walks around, their neighborhood. So I would definitely get with your doctors or your consultants and make sure that you're doing whatever is best for you.
Yeah, for sure. So I think that's all of the changes that we've been making. Just really.
That's all. You said it like.
So
well, we just.
That's it.
That's it.
We've been really, really just in beast mode, just trying to do everything we can to make this IVF successful. And so we're hoping that these healthy changes that we've been making, especially in our lifestyle, in our diet, in our supplements, hoping that these things will really show us like a better embryo quality this time around. And so only time will tell, but I wanted to share, just the things that we've been doing differently, because I did tell you guys that I would share, and I hope you guys learned a little bit from this video. And if you guys have anything that you've been doing to prepare for your IVF cycles, I would love to hear that as well. Definitely. If you have any questions or anything, I'd love to talk to you guys. So, you have anything else you want to say?
I don't.
You don't?
I'm all talked out. You look so
What?
pretty.
Oh, thank you.
You're so fine, self. Give me kisses.
This first time I comb my hair in 4 days.
That's why she got a kiss.
So thank you guys so much for watching and for following my journey. Be sure to follow me on Instagram so you can see all my daily shenanigans, because I'm into some crazy stuff. But
You're doing the most.
The most. So thank you guys again for watching, and I will catch you guys next time with a new video. Bye. Hey. Hey. What are you doing? Smelling my hair?
Below your belly button, but before your, good
Hoo-ha.
stuff. Well, I don't have a hoo-ha.
Hoo-hoo.
I have a yo-yo. I don't know.
A yo-yo?
You got.
What is happening?
All right, come on.
I feel like I'm losing control of my own video.